Welcome!
We're glad you're here at Clarendon Presbyterian Church.
We have been here almost 100 years.
We are excited to share our redevelopment plans for our church with you.
We are thankful for the saints and for the ones that came before us.
Reverend Madeline Jervis was called to be our redevelopment pastor in the early 1980s.
We became a place welcoming LGBTQ peoples.
We welcomed groups from the Whitman Walker AIDS HIV clinic.
We were the first to ordain an openly gay ruling elder. He is still an active member of our church today.
Under the leadership of David Ensign, we stood firmly and proudly for marriage equality.
In 2018, we completed a mission discernment process where we came together on 3 priorities: support for housing and food insecurity, support for LGBTQ peoples, and support of immigrants.
We also took the church assessment tool and placed in the top right quadrant a church with high energy and high satisfaction. In order to remain in that quadrant, we have to continue to grow and develop.
We hired Reverend Blair Moorhead as Director of Mission to discern and listen to the call of the Spirit and to figure out where we could help our neighbors.
We also hired Reverend Alice Rose Toole, who started, unfortunately, at the very beginning of COVID.
We formally joined Voice, Virginians engaged in interfaith community engagement.
We joined with over 50 organizations that are churches, synagogues, and mosques to come together and organize for behavioral health support and affordable housing.
We stood alongside residents of the Serrano apartments experiencing unjust housing conditions.
We listened to service workers in Clarendon with long commutes, not able to afford rent close to where they worked.
We listened to members of our community and congregation who had to leave Arlington because of astronomically high home prices, like our dearest gay friends.
We participated in studies of the racial history of housing in Arlington, uneven generational wealth, and how our church was in the neighborhood that originated many of these racist land practices.
Moved by the inward stirring of the Holy Spirit, we felt called into action.
For Clarendon Presbyterian, a small and mighty LGBTQIA+ celebrating congregation, what does our faith in action look like in Arlington County?
What does God's embodied love look like for the world?
How are we called to seek to embody that grace, justice, and love?
Through this process, we felt a deep call to invest our most valuable resource, our property, into affordable housing, an innovative new preschool space, and a new space for church and community. We have been moved by our work with Voice on affordable housing and have heard the calling to change, including from New Worshiping Community, Impacto LGBT. This redevelopment is our 100-year legacy, and our dreams for another 100 years is a vital PCUSA congregation in Clarendon, where all, especially those who identify as LGBTQIA+, feel safe and are enthusiastically welcomed as a beloved child of God.